Looks like it'll be sophomore Aaron Kilburn for Richmond. And for Armada, what is that name? Dominic Ayafrae. Looks like Dominic Ayafrae. This will be the first match here at 125.
I'm nervous, dude.
Kilburn with the early takedown. Couple seconds into this match, he leads 2-0. Looking for his hammer locks.
Seems like he's still trying to work that hammer lock.
Working the wrist now as they're near the boundaries. And they go out of bounds with 1:21 to go in the first.
Looks like Kilburn's about to cut him.
So they'll go back on their feet. It'll be 2-1 Kilburn. Kilburn placed third in the state last year for Richmond. Going for his Chancery now. He's got it. Another 2-point takedown. Minute to go here in the first. As Kilburn will release him and go back on his feet.
With the throw. See if he can bring it in bounds. He's still out of bounds here. He's going to have to pull him in order to get his back points.
He was awarded the 2, so he's up 6-2 now, 35 seconds left. No near fall as they go out of bounds. Actually, looks like he gave him 2 near fall there.
Oh.
Must have pulled the shoulders in bounds.
Debating if he wants to cut him or not. Nope, he's going to ride him for the rest of the period.
8-2, Kilburn on top. Kilburn looking for that hammer lock again. Kilburn normally a 112-pounder for Richmond, wrestling up at 125 in this match. Looks like he's working for a tilt. Not sure if he got the... Looks like he's got 2 near fall coming.
Looking for the fall early.
Kilburn's going to run out of time here, though. Should be scoring a couple more. 2 more near fall. It'll give him a 10-2 lead at the end of 1. Armada deferring to Richmond. Kilburn will choose neutral here.
He seemed pretty comfortable on his feet. Why not go back to it? Looking for a Kobe. Settles for a Chancery. Kilburn looking very good on his feet.
12-2 early. He's got a couple turns in here too, looking for some more near fall. Kilburn seeming relatively comfortable, wrestling up at 125 tonight.
You would not think that he was a 12-pounder by looking at him.
Currently ranked number 2 in the state at 112 pounds, behind Cannon Store of Leslie. Store is the returning 103 state champion, as Kilburn gives up a reversal there. 12-4 now, minute to go in the second, and Aaron will reverse him right back. So 15-4 we've got. Now the score actually reads 17-4. So Kilburn closing in on a tech fall here as he's looking for another hammer lock. He's been going to that all throughout this match. What are you seeing out of Kilburn here? What's he doing?
Kilburn is trying to punch his hand to the mat and to get his back points to go for the tech fall, but it seems like the Armada wrestler's pretty tough here and fighting it off pretty well, knowing where he is off the mat.
Go out of bounds there.
definitely scrapping for those last 3 points, 2 points.
He does have another 2:20 to work. 20 seconds left in this period.
Kilburn throwing in both boots.
Pops the elbows and gets the Armada wrestler flattened out. As time draws to a close here in the second, it'll be Armada's choice here in the third. Kilburn looking for a tilt late, but time will run out. 17-4, he will lead. And he wants to start on his feet.
Kilburn would need 3 points for the technical fall. Snap into his short offense again. Third chauncey that he has hit in this match. If he hooks the ankle, should be 2. Oh, ref awards him 2.
Needs one more takedown or a near fall for the tech. He's awfully close to getting it right now. But the Armada wrestler is able to belly down. 19-5, Kilburn will release him. 19-6, one more takedown, and he will get the technical fall. And he will get it right there. This match will end 21-6 in favor of Aaron Kilburn. Richmond off to the early 5-0 lead in this duel. So now we got 1:30 coming up. Richmond appears to be sending junior Xavier Knuckles out there. Armada has not sent anyone yet. We'll see what they're doing here. And Armada will void to Knuckles at 1:30, so that'll make it 11-0 Richmond. It'll be Zach Pinsky, Richmond senior, at 1:35. It'll be Brett Schroeder from Armada at 1:35. Pinsky and Schroeder at 1:35.
Quick takedown by the Armada wrestler.
Pinsky's got the arm now, looking for a reversal. In on the legs, trying to come up to his feet. Pinsky close to the reversal now, and he's got it to tie this match up at 2.
Pinsky throws in both boots, looking to get a turn here.
Just over a half minute into this period, both wrestlers have scored. It's 2-2. Pinsky taking the legs out now. Looking for a cradle. Nice job by Pinsky of double-legging his opponent back to the ground when it looked like he was going to give up the escape there.
Pinsky doing a good job keeping the Armada wrestler on his belly. Armada wrestler comes up. Pinsky's going to look to turn him now with double boots in. Cranking the power half.
Got 30 seconds to go here in the first. It's still 2-2.
Seems like Zach Pinsky's trying to roll wrist to flatten him out. Armada wrestler hanging tough in there. Not allowing him to power half him over.
We'll get a stalemate here. Not much action going on down there. Pinsky in danger of giving up a late reversal here. Again, he goes to that double leg as time runs out. So twice there we saw Pinsky go to a double leg to avoid giving up a reversal or an escape.
First time that the Armada wrestlers had a first move, though. Pinsky slaps his legs. Start out the second period. Pinsky flattens out the Armada wrestler, looking for a turn again. Throws in the boot.
Again, and where it looked like Pinsky was going to give up points, he's able to avoid it. Again, not a lot of action going on here.
Pinsky seems, as he has the legs in, to be riding behind the arms to avoid getting high. Looks like the ref might have to call a stalemate or eventually a stalling call soon. Nothing seems to be happening from here.
1 minute so far in this period has gone by. Pinsky's still doing a nice job of riding this period out. Reminder to visit our website at www.richmondtv.org. And there's the stalling call that you were mentioning earlier, Garrett. Looks like that was called on Pinsky.
The stalling call will be given to the, or for the Armada wrestler, for the Richmond wrestler not trying to advance and try to turn him to his back.
Again here, Pinsky in danger of giving up a reversal or an escape, but he does another nice job of avoiding that with under a half minute left in this period now.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Now Pinsky's working for some near fall.
A quick 1 count, nothing yet. We'll have to settle back in order to get back points. Short time.
He's got just 10 seconds to work here.
Armada wrestler fights tough, not giving up the late back points.
Pinsky was not able to get the turn he was working for, but he does avoid giving up an escape or a reversal. Now he will go down, so that'll give him an advantage. If he can escape, he'll take the lead here in the third.
First time we've been able to see the Armada wrestler on top. Let's see what he can do.
Yep, Pinsky has not been on bottom in this match until now.
Seems like the Armada wrestler's trying to work a cradle. Mind you that Pinsky already has a warning on him.
It's a good point. He'll have to work on bottom here. He doesn't want to get dinged for stalling again. Next time will be a point for the Armada wrestler, Schroeder. Pinsky is on his base, though. Schroeder hasn't been able to break him down yet. Got a minute and 15 to go here in this match.
Pinsky has not been able to create a move to create hip space.
He is in danger of going to his back. And the Armada wrestler is scoring some near fall here. See if Pinsky can fight off the pin.
Wow. The Armada wrestler gets the fall with 58 seconds to go in the third period. Makes the team score 11-6.
Armada on the board now. As we move to 140 pounds. Richmond will send Nathan Ostaszewski out at 140 to accept a void from Armada. That'll give Richmond the 17-6 advantage as Armada is bumping their fourth in the state wrestler, Jacob Engel, from 140 to 145 so that he can meet Richmond's senior state runner-up, Nick Berg, in a battle of state placers.
I'll tell you what, Griffin, I like the idea. Everyone likes to see a match of the night, and this is certainly going to be it.
Nice to see the Armada wrestler bumping up, looking for the competitive match
That's how you get better.
instead of taking a lesser opponent. Going right after Berg here at 145 as they go out of bounds early in this match, 14 seconds in. This is, I believe, the first time these two have ever met in high school.
Berg is more of the conventional wrestler, while Engel,
Beautiful shot by Berg as he controls Engel to the mat, gets the 2, gives him a little shove out of bounds there and calls for neutral, so it'll be 2-1, 27 seconds in.
Berg looking physical early, snapping into a short offense, looking for his Chancery. Shucks him by and gets 2. 2 takedowns early for Nick Berg.
Berg was looking super aggressive Saturday at the Hudson match as his senior year winds down. Aggressive as he's looking for that first state championship as an individual. Berg might be looking for a sucker drag here or possibly a tip. Looking for the drag there. Looking for the tip there. 2 moves that he's been very comfortable with over the years.
If Engel gets a takedown here, he's right back in the match, and he'll tie the score 4-4.
Nice to see Berg working that shuck off of his Chancery attempt. That was a move he had been struggling to hit earlier in the year. And there's his old reliable move, the fireman's carry, fireman's tip. He has scored a lot of points with that over his 4-year career here at Richmond. 6-2 here in the first. Berg with 3 takedowns.
.20 seconds left. Engel's gonna try to get 1.
Berg with the leg in as the period winds to a close. Looking to ride out the clock here.
Very action-packed first period. See if the rest of the match will end up like the first period. Berg picks neutral.
Berg as a wrestler has always been very comfortable on his feet.
As we have not been able to see Engel's offense yet. Let's see if he can get that going in the second period to be able to hang with Berg.
Engel looking to reach for a leg, but
Nick
Berg right into his front headlock. And
very
another shuck.
Very tough and short offense. Nick has shown very well that is definitely his favorite position. And he cuts him again. Mind you, Engel took 4th in the state last year, and you would not know it right now.
8-3, Berg leading early. 4 takedowns, very impressive. Twice with that shuck that was absent for most of the season. But it appears to be back in his offensive repertoire as Engel looks to take his shoulder protection off. Berg not really looking to wrestle on top at all, huh, Garrett?
Nope, he seems pretty comfortable on his feet. Engel doubles across. Berg with the whizzer.
First good offensive move that we've seen out of Engel in this match. Berg very, very tough with the whizzer. Great defensive wrestler as well.
And they go out of bounds. 8-3. 1:10 left in the second period. See if Engel can keep on working that offense. And the high crotch for Nick Berg. Engel works it to his short offense. Not comfortable there, as he would rather just stay neutral.
As Berg looks for his Russian ties.
Engel wants to stay square here with the Russian tie. And a swing single for Nick Berg up. Let's see if he comes to his feet, and he gets, and the ref rewards 2.
Just a beautiful transition by Berg. Chain wrestling, we call it, right, Garrett?
Yes, sir.
When you're looking for one move and another move opens up. Berg has been very good at that lately.
You see it more with the experienced wrestlers more than the beginning wrestlers, as it's just kind of comes. And Engel almost gets 2 out of bounds, getting more physical here, 10-4. They run back to the middle.
What are you seeing out of Engel here? Looks like he's taking a lot of shots without setting them up.
He has had 0 setups, which is a struggle. He rolls. Engel's known to be funky, but he gives up 2.
It
It's now 12-4.
6 takedowns for Berg already in this match. We're only in the second period.
15 seconds left. See if Engel can try
Nick
to get an escape
working
here.
for the cradle. Now Berg likes to wrestle neutral, but he is pretty tough on top when
Engel
he has to
going
be.
for reversal. Short time.
No change there as the second period comes to an end. Berg impressive so far. 8 takedowns. He leads 12-4. As it looks like Engel will choose down and Berg will go right back to his feet where he is most comfortable. 12-5 lead.
Engel trying to misdirection shot. Berg snaps into a short offense, working his chancery again, and he gets another takedown. 14-5. Nick Berg, and he cuts him.
Making a living on
And
the
his
short
face
offense.
Ooh, spikes his head off the mat.
14-6 Berg.
Wrestlers have been going out of bounds quite a bit in this match. See if they can work the center, as the ref would definitely prefer that.
And again, Engel diving in, and Berg catches with the front offense, looking for head in the hole, the chancery we call it. And another takedown off of short offense for Berg, making a living in this match on that.
Definitely gets frustrating as a wrestler not being able to finish your shots, as Engel has not been able to set up his shot, which is why he hasn't been able to get deep on Berg.
Definitely needs to do a better job setting up his shots.
Tries to work short offense. Berg shooting out of short offense.
Now Engel looking for some short offense of his own. Berg looking for a sucker drag out of there. As he transitions into his Russian tie, out of bounds. Berg with the whizzer in. 59 seconds left in the match. 16-7 Berg. We're on our feet.
Engel, I'm assuming, will be looking for a 5-point throw to get back into this match. And Berg, before he can do that, gets on a swing single and takes him down to his butt for 2 points.
18-7 Berg.
Engel very funky. See what if he can try something here.
It's nice to see we've seen a lot of different variations of offense out of Berg in this match. He has scored a couple different ways with his front offense, with his short offense. He has scored with the swing twice.
Seems to be working short toe and Zisler tilt on top. Short time. 10 seconds.
The Zisler tilt, for those of you who don't know, is named after a former Richmond wrestler, Mike Zisler. He was a third in the state wrestler in the mid-1990s. As this match comes to an end, Berg with a very impressive 18-7 major decision, scored 9 takedowns on the fourth in the state, Jacob Engel. But we got to give Engel credit for bumping up to that match, don't we?
Oh, for sure. He could have very easily taken the lesser opponent, but accepted the challenge, and got to give him props for that, as he looks exhausted as he comes off the mat.
That will be Nick Shuttleworth, Richmond senior, taking the void at 152. And if I heard the Armada coach correctly, they're going to be voiding to Brandon Pollock, the junior here at 160. Austin Pollock, excuse me. Brandon was the older brother from a few years back. As I always confuse the names of those two. That'll be Derek Wyatt at 171 taking a void.
Another big matchup coming up here, though, as Austin Peltier will be wrestling Gregory Stark. Gregory Stark took third in the counties, as Richmond's A-team was not able to compete at Macomb County this year.
That's right, Richmond was down in, it was Canfield, I believe, that weekend. wrestling a number 3 ranked team in the country, St. Paris Graham. One of the few times in recent years that Richmond has not participated in Macomb County tournament. Now, they did send some B-team kids down there, correct, Garrett?
Yes, they did. And Gregory, I believe, defeated Nate Yonk there in the blood rounds to place. Pelt seems to be getting cross-faced.
Stark looking for a cradle here. He's close to scoring. Peltier doing a nice job fighting it off and getting 2.
Wow.
Very impressive counter move by Peltier there to take a 2-0 lead.
High action first 40 seconds for this match as Gregory Stark is working for a reversal. What Austin wants to do here is keep his hips up and stay on top. Gregory wants to slip that leg out and end up on top as Austin hips up. Gregory working towards the head, which is usually not the best thing to do because you end up flat on your belly, like so.
Peltier doing a nice job fighting back into good position. He was in a little bit of sloppy position there for a good 20-25 seconds there, but he does have the early 2-0 lead. Richmond leading 39-6. .35 seconds to go here in the first as Peltier is looking to ride Stark out. Peltier is a senior. He was a state qualifier last year. He was 1 match away from being a state placer as he looks this year to place in the state, currently ranked 7th at 171. This match, however, taking place at 189 pounds as Peltier is bumping up to Stark.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to be able to bump up every once in a great while. Definitely makes it a lot easier on the wrestlers having to make weight every week. Makes the season not feel like so much of a grind as the first period comes to an end. 2-0. Austin Peltier leads Gregory Stark. Green chooses down, which is Austin Peltier.
So Peltier with a 2-0 lead going on to the bottom here in the second, looking to increase his lead.
Gregory Stark chopping arms.
Peltier up to his feet now, looking to get wrist control. He's got the wrist broken. Stark doing a nice job. You better be careful.
He's going to return him, or else he'll get a stalling call, and there it is. And the mat return. Step on the heel and brings him back down to the mat.
So Stark does return Peltier to the mat, but he does give up a crucial stalling warning. We'll see if that comes into play later. Pelt did a nice job of staying on his feet. Nice job there getting his hips out into short offense, looking for a reversal. Leg is hooked. There's the 2, and Peltier will take a 4-0 lead halfway into the second period.
The key on bottom is to non-stop moving. The more that you do not move, the easier it is for the guy on top, which seems like Gregory Stark is struggling with right now as Pelt rides the hips with a tough crossface. Working bundle, jump sides to cradle. Looking for a snowplow cradle here. Gregory Stark wants to slip his arm out.
Peltier's got it, and he's close to scoring. He's scoring now, looking for the fall. Won't get it as Stark is able to get back to his base, but Austin Peltier picks up another 2 points. He leads 6-0 now, looking for cradles again as we roll out of bounds with just 30 seconds to go here in the second period.
Gregory Stark looking a little winded. Pelt's definitely going to want to stick with that cradle as it seems to be working for him. No first move by Stark. Pelt makes an attempt to throw in the left boot. Sinks in both boots now.
And Peltier scoring more near fall here as he looks to give himself a major decision heading into the third period. We got just under 10 seconds to go now in the second. It's 2 more near fall, and Peltier takes an 8-0 lead into the third. That'll be Stark's choice here, and he will choose neutral. 8-0 on our feet here in the third. Richmond leading 39-6. Richmond has just about a month to prepare for the team state finals now. I believe that's actually a month from today. As Peltier in this match working to prepare for a pretty tough Dundee opponent in Ty Thompson, ranked first in the state at 171, provided that Richmond can make it to the championship match. This would be, I believe, the fourth time in 5 years that Richmond would face Dundee if that match does indeed happen.
The Kobe.
Peltier going crossbody, looking for the fall.
As he has his backs. Looking to heist that head up. Stark trying to slip an arm out so he can get back to his belly.
And Peltier gets the fall with 1:03 to go in the third. That will officially seal this duel up as Richmond is past the amount of points where Armada can catch them with a 45-6 lead. So that win will move Richmond to 5-0 in the BWAC, Blue Water Area Conference, with just 2 duels left in conference action. That'll be next week against Algonac and I believe K-Pac. That'll be in Algonac. Now up at 215 pounds, it'll be Richmond senior Jake Mccernan, placed 6th in the state last year. He's wrestling, it looks like Cody Brol from Armada.
Double unders to an inside trip, and Armada wrestler keeps the whizzer, and they go out of bounds. 0-0.
Nice job by Brol slipping that whizzer in to prevent Mccernan from taking the early 2-0 lead on him.
Mccernan is a very quick-moving 215-pounder, as most 215-pounders are not used to it. He works a sucker drag, looking
for a Merkle here. It should be 2, and there it is. Mccernan with a Merkle for 2 points. Now looking for some near fall, and he's getting it. Mccernan always has been very adept at turning his opponents. Wins a lot of his matches without giving up any escapes. Very, very comfortable on top is Jake Mccernan, as he picks up 3 near fall.
Looking snowplow cradle. Locks his hands, and he will get back points here. That is tight.
Very tight Mccernan cradle here on Brol. Looking for the fall here in the first. Nice job by Brol fighting out of there, though.
Mccernan looking very good at transitioning on top, as he's looking for snowplow again.
Working the boundaries. We'll see if he can keep them in bounds here. 10 seconds to go in the first. Mccernan up 8-0. 4 seconds to go here as we go out of bounds.
Caution green, as he did not set up correctly, which is why he got the caution. 3 cautions is a point. Back ankle breakdown to finish off the first period for Mccernan. Very solid looking first period for Jake Mccernan, as he chooses down to start off the second period. Be able to see how he is on bottom and the Armada wrestlers on top.
A lot of wrestlers really seem to like going with that back ankle breakdown late in periods.
It is good to stop their first move.
Good safe way to ride out a couple seconds as
This-
Mccernan hits a switch.
The standing switch, which is not seen very often.
So that'll make it 10-0.
Mccernan looking for back points. Settles for just staying on top. See if he'll work that other boot or just try a Turk here. As he gets the figure 4 on the leg. That it looks like a college move to me. See if he uses it to his advantage, and as he works the Turk.
Now tell our viewers here, what is Mccernan hoping to accomplish as he reaches back for the leg there?
It is, he's trying to get a point. As he gets back points again. By pulling up his leg, the Armada wrestler is not only uncomfortable, but it makes it very hard for him to fight off of his back, getting to his back as Mccernan looks for the fall.
I believe he will have a tech fall locked up if he doesn't get the fall here, though.
Switching to a headlock. Mccernan very good at transitioning into things on top. Very good at
And nice job scooping the head
looking
there.
for the fall. The ref is looking. He doesn't want to get high, and he gets the fall.
So Jake Mccernan with the fall over Cody Brol in the second period here at 215 pounds. That'll give Richmond a 51-6 lead. And according to our weigh-in sheet here, Armada does not have a heavyweight weighed in. So Richmond junior Adam Boyd, a state qualifier a year ago, will take the void, and Richmond will now be up 57-6 as we go to 103 pounds now. As Armada has the third-ranked 103-pounder in Division III, Jared Hassenor. He will be taking on Richmond freshman Roy Costello. So a tough test here for Roy Costello of Richmond.
First time Armada's had the advantage coming into the match. 103-pounders, as everyone will notice, as they are a lot quicker.
The water bugs, a lot of people like to call them. 2-0 Hassenor takes the early lead here on Costello. Costello, a freshman, normally wrestles for Richmond's B team, as Connor Beam normally is the starter, getting a night of rest. We'll have a caution on top. Nice to have a deep weight class of wrestlers, isn't it, where you can take a night off and have a solid wrestler like Costello get a tough match to work for his future.
As at the very least, he's hoping to save team points, but perhaps looking for the upset as he started late. A very respected wrestler is
Jared Hassenor. Richmond over the years has always had very solid backup lower weight wrestlers. Always seem to have 2 or 3 good kids in all of the lower weights. As often we've seen Richmond wrestlers that were backups make it to the state finals at the Palace. You yourself did that at one point, your sophomore year.
Yes, sir.
At those 119 pounds.
Yep.
Behind, I believe, wasn't it Stephen Ireland at the time? Or no, it was Josh Rivard. Behind Josh Rivard at the time.
Yes. He is a very good wrestler as well for Richmond.
Then at 112, we also had a pair of state qualifiers where Dominic Katera, back in those days for Richmond, was a state runner-up. And Dustin Pitzel was the backup, and he also made it to the state finals without being a starter.
As you said earlier, Richmond always has very good depth in the lower weight classes. Why, I do not know.
Hoping that those guys can eventually separate in weight, some of them growing up into the middle weights. No different this year with Costello backing up BM at 103 and Owen Vanader at 112 backing up Kilburn.
As Jared gets another takedown to make the score 6-2 with 30 seconds left.
Just under 30 seconds to go here in the first period.
See if Roy can get an escape or if Jared can get another turn before time expires. Jared looking like the far more superior wrestler to start off the match.
Costello is looking for a late escape there as time runs out. Won't get it, 6-2. Impressive first period for Hassenor of Armada. Hassenor was, I believe, a regional qualifier last year for Armada. Ranked third in the state as he returns to 103 again this year.
And they scoot out of bounds.
Nice job by Costello coming to his feet here. We'll see if he can get an explosive first movement again. And again, he's up to his feet.
Hassenor is every bit of 103, that is for sure. As he looks like a big 103-pounder. Roy, not a small 103, but certainly not as big as Jared. See if Roy can get his offense going, as Jared has had his going the whole match, and he is non-stop going, faking going, in and out. And a swing single, see, up and finishes for 2. That swing single is nasty.
Hassenor looking impressive here as he's got an 8-4 lead. Nice to see Costello coming up on bottom, though. Oftentimes we'll see freshman wrestlers really struggle to come up on their bottom position. So nice to see that early in Costello's career. Especially against a tough wrestler like Hassenor from Armada here. Halfway through this match, correction on that score, it's actually 8-3, not 8-4.
Coaches seem to be wanting Roy Costello to be knee sliding up to create some kind of bottom movement to get up away from Jared Hassenor.
Hassenor looking for the hammer locks now.
Roy faces and circles out of bounds.
Nice job by Costello, being aware of what Hassenor was trying to do, being ready for it. So it looks like maybe we've got a little bit of blood or injury time. With 40 seconds remaining here in the second period. Our camera crew tonight is Matt Ballman and Erica Schaefer. On audio, we have Odin DeFazio. And your director tonight is Jason Robbins. A reminder again, visit our website at www.richmondtv.org. Richmond leading 57-6 here over nearby rival Armada. These schools have a long history going way back as they're just a couple miles apart from each other.
Pretty sure that you can spit on Armada from Richmond. That is how close they are, which would certainly make them rivals. Hassenor looking like he's ready to go as he runs over to, never mind, he runs over to his bag. Not quite sure what he's looking for. You do not see that quite often.
Still waiting for this period to resume here. These two schools have a pretty intense football rivalry that goes back quite a ways. They play for the Little Brown Jug Trophy, which has been won more often than not by Richmond in recent years. Again, still waiting for this period to resume as they work on Hassenor's finger, it looks like. Must have jammed a finger in there as they're currently taping that up on the sidelines.
There is blood time as he is good to go now with 40 seconds left to start in the second period.
All right, we're ready to resume here. Second period. To remind you, we have 40 seconds left. It's Roy Costello, Richmond freshman, on bottom.
Notice that the first move will get him off bottom a lot easier than not having a first move.
Very impressive on bottom from young Roy Costello.
Freshmen usually do struggle on bottom as they're not used to being on bottom. And it usually takes around until their junior or senior year to learn to get off bottom. Jared looking like a very experienced wrestler, climbing up the body. 20 seconds left in the second period. He throws in a left boot. See if he can do anything from there. Probably gonna look Turk.
Roy doing a nice job fighting to not give up those near fall points late here.
Jared's choice. See what he decides as he seems to be having tape struggles again.
Yeah, tape did not hold. He'll throw it away. As Hassenor will choose bottom here.
Roy Costello is known for his top position, so it's very risky on Jared's part. But, I mean, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt for wanting the challenge, as it's an 8-3 match.
Hassenor again taking some injury time. Look like they'll attempt to retape that finger again, which he must have jammed in that second period. Not sure how much of that injury time has elapsed. They're not posting that on the scoreboard. Actually, it sounds like the ref said that they were using blood time there. Maybe he busted a knuckle open,
knuckles
possibly?
Bleeding, I'm assuming? Or you do not see this very often, but it still counts as blood time as long as blood is obviously coming out. Roy Costello giving him a break as he gets words from Coach Day. See if he can do anything on top here. Chops the left arm, trying to break him down. Looking for the cradle.
Nice job by Hassenor.
Hassenor is tough. He is going to, I expect him to go far into the state tournament this year as he looks like a very experienced 103-pounder. Most 103-pounders are freshmen / sophomores, but I mean, Jared definitely can tell that he is very experienced as he gives Roy the one and doubles right away. Usually the more aggressive wrestler will get takedowns. As Roy's still fighting very tough out of bounds, Jared's going to want to climb up the body in order to get to and keep both feet in bounds. Notice that as soon as his left foot came out, the referee, he did get the takedown. I didn't see the ref give it two.
Hassenor currently does have the major decision. He has the 8-point lead. If Costello can escape, he will take that major decision away. Need 8 points for the major decision to give your team 14 points instead of 3.
Jared cross-facing.
Roy has 50 seconds to work on bottom now.
You do not see as many physical 103-pounders as Jared either. He is just shown to be the overall package and will perhaps make a run to the finals as Roy creates movement. Jared's so tough on top, though. Very hard to get anything going for Roy Costello as he hasn't been able to all match. Jared
Looking
locks
for
up
the
a cradle. As he will receive back points. If he gets a knee in the side and the head in the temple, he could be looking for a fall here late in the third period.
Just
and Roy
10
fights
seconds
to his back.
to go.
Richmond wrestlers known for not giving up big-time team points as he will fight off the technical fall as this match comes to an end.
A nice job by the freshman, though, to go the full 6 minutes, only giving up the major decision against the third-ranked wrestler in this state in Division III. A nice job by Costello. And we will have another Richmond freshman normally who would wrestle with the B team, Owen Vanader. He looks like he'll be taking on Brandon Goike.
Owen Vanader, brothers of Austin Vanader, who is regularly on the A team at 135 pounds to 140 pounds, a junior for Richmond High School. Owen is known for just double legs as he runs his feet and gets the 2 right away with 8 seconds into the first period. Owen cuts him and gets another double leg, 2 double legs in 17 seconds in the first period. Cuts him again.
An aggression we don't normally see out of freshman wrestlers on their feet. Something that I have also noticed out of Costello at points in this season for freshman wrestlers. They are awfully aggressive on their feet.
Owen with the snatch single and gets 2 again, looking great neutrally. And being very physical as well for a freshman. You do not see that very often. Not your ordinary freshman here.
Could probably start for a lot of teams around the area.
Looking for back points. Looking at this wrestler, you sure would not know that he was a backup.
He, of course, backing up Aaron Kilburn, who we saw at 125 earlier in the night, as he did not come down to his normal 112. As you said, that's just nice for the wrestlers to not have to come down during the middle of the week, isn't it? So that they can give their bodies a little bit of a break as we are a month away from the team finals.
As I'm sure we will see Kilburn and the rest of the A team down at their ordinary weight classes again this weekend, but it gives them a break to where they don't have to cut in the beginning of the week. Makes it definitely a lot easier on them.
And this weekend, as you mentioned, Richmond will be in Waterford, Kettering for the Macomb-Oakland duels, where we'll have 5 Macomb County schools taking on 5 Oakland County schools for a total of 25 matchups. The winner deciding the superior of the 2 neighboring counties. Macomb County took it to Oakland County last year, which was nice to see, as Oakland County has been the victor more often than not in recent years.
Owen Vanader selects bottom.
Vanader had 4 takedowns in that first period.
Armada.
He leads 8-3 over Brandon Goike of Armada.
Brandon Goike had a keyhole locked up, now looking to climb forward. Owen scooting to a sit-out, looking Gazzoni or make it, take it, and he takes it for 2, reversal. 10-3, Owen Vanader.
Now he's coming out to the side, maybe possibly looking for a hammerlock here with the 10-3 lead as he looks to go up by a major decision, but it looks like he's going to release him, go back to his feet.
Snap, snap, double. Armada wrestler bails and gives Owen Vanader the 2.
Very impressive on his feet so far tonight.
A young Jordan Burroughs.
Jordan Burroughs, for those of you who might not follow college wrestling, Olympic gold medalist, was an NCAA champion at Nebraska.
Owen Vanader looking spladle. Nothing.
12-4, Vanader leads just over halfway into this match. Richmond leading 57-10 over Armada.
Owen is a very lanky 112-pounder as he tries to look Turk here with the right side boot.
Oftentimes those longer limbed wrestlers like Vanader can be very tough to shoot in on, so they can use that length to defend themselves in ways that the shorter kids cannot.
Owen Vanader looking to punch his left fist to the mat for back points. It might be getting high here. Short
Time running out though, as the clock will run out here in the second. Owen Vanader leading 12-4 over Brandon Goicke. And Owen will go down here to start the third. Looking to see if Vanader can have the same sort of explosive first move that we saw out of Costello in the previous match.
Shoots both hands up. Armada wrestler must return them. Snatches to a single. Doubles across.
Nice job by Goicke, but Vanader right back to his feet again. Goicke will have a couple seconds to return him before he is warned for stalling.
Owen cuts.
And he will release Vanader to avoid giving up the warning. And again, Vanader right in on the double leg takedown. And he leads 15-4 as he is starting to close in on a tech fall now. 15-point advantage, and the official will stop this match. And the Richmond wrestler would be awarded 5 team points. Vanader leading by 11. Working his different cradles on top.
As he seems very comfortable rolling to his own back in order to get the Armada wrestler to his back.
You don't often see that out of any wrestler.
Nope.
A suicide cradle, they call it for a reason, as you expose your own back. Richmond had a wrestler a few years back by the name of Mike Mack, who was very comfortable rolling to his own back.
Looking hammerlock here.
Under 30 seconds to go now here in the third.
Armada wrestler with short time gets one.
15-5 Vanader. We'll see if he can score one last takedown here.
Shooting his own single leg is the Armada wrestler with short time, 7 seconds left. Looks like Owen's gonna coast out the major decision here.
And time will run out here at 112 pounds. Owen Vanader, your winner by a 15-5 major decision. Richmond now leading 61-10. And this will be our final match of the night in the varsity duel. Stay tuned after the varsity duel, as we will have bonus coverage of 2 JV matches to end the night. But before that happens, we have the 119 match. This will be Richmond sophomore Cody Keller, another of the 112-pounders, as Richmond has 3 solid ones with Kilburn, Keller, and Vanader. A really strong weight class for Richmond, allowing them the flexibility to bump Keller up to 119 when they need to, as Keller with the early 2-0 lead here over John Johnson of Armada.
John Johnson wearing slicks, which is ordinary Richmond thing. Perhaps getting the idea from Richmond.
For years, the Richmond wrestler would wear these slicks on their legs. And about 2 or 3 years now, they haven't done that. Keller looks like he's got 2 near fall, but he still has the hold locked up, so points not awarded yet.
Keller with the low wrist ride, looking for a keyhole as the ref rewards him 2.
2 points for Keller after breaking his hold. Looking for another near fall now.
Keyhole tilt. Did he get back points? Yes,
Yes, he did. And the ref has signaling 2. Keller still holding his hold again.
Rolling to his back left and right, it seems like here. Richmond wrestlers very comfortable on top. Very comfortable on top. Exposing their own back to get the other wrestler on their back.
Something we've seen more and more in previous years. Richmond wrestlers very comfortable on top.
Cody Keller throws in both boots.
And before this recent run, it seemed like Richmond wrestlers were more comfortable wrestling neutral, like Nick Berg was earlier tonight. So he probably would have fit in nicely with some of the old teams, like the 2006 state championship team and the 07 runner-up team. Berg would have been very comfortable wrestling with those guys. They often like to wrestle only neutral, as Keller leads 6-0 heading into the second here.
See John Johnson work top.
Keller to his feet.
Cuts.
Cuts through and gets an easy one.
Working elbow binds now.
7-0 Keller. 61-10 Blue Devils leading.
Cody Keller still working those elbow binds as John Johnson looks like he has a collar tie on one side, and as he snaps into a short offense. Looking his own offense here. Snaps Cody Keller, ducks out, but John Johnson comes out on top, has to slip out that arm.
Keller doing a nice job holding on to that arm. Doesn't give up the takedown. Johnson was close to it. Keller follows through, gets the takedown of his own, and he leads 9-0 now, halfway through the second period.
One of the better scrambles of the night.
Awfully close there for the Armada wrestler to getting that takedown, which would have drawn him a little bit closer into this match, but Keller now in a commanding position, up by 9.
Throws in the right boot. Richmond wrestlers seem to be thrown in the legs quite often,
as they have been adept to do over the years.
Is what they are known for.
Leading all the way back into George Hamlin's days. His teams were awfully tough leg riders. Maybe Richmond not quite as adept at running the legs as they used to be. Still tough, though. Keller again looking for some turns.
Keller needs to get his hips up in order to not give up the reversal late in the second period, as there's 5 seconds left. 4.
Second period comes to a close. Cody Keller leading 9-0, and he will choose down to start the third period. He's got the major decision locked up right now, and he's going to be looking for possibly a tech fall or a fall.
Armada wrestler looking to work his own keyhole, as Cody Keller will have to advance on bottom to not get hit with the stalling call.
Awfully nice to have a kid like Cody Keller in your lineup who you can move up to 119. Richmond doesn't have a normal starter at 119, but several 112-pounders that they can move up. And Saturday we saw Cody Keller wrestle a nice match with a number 2 ranked kid in Division 4, Dresden Simon. Keller actually getting the first takedown in that match, but he did a nice job lasting through the whole 6 minutes. So nice to know that you can move a kid like that up and hopefully save team points. Could be important against a team like Dundee, who has a very tough 119-pounder of their own. As we get a stop in action here with exactly 1 minute to go in this match. What do we have here? Cody Keller was awarded a point. I didn't see exactly.
Figure 4, I'm assuming, with the legs.
Probably an illegal hold. Didn't exactly see it from my angle, but the ref was in good position. So that'll give Keller a 10-0 lead. He's up to his feet now, looking for the escape.
John Johnson returns him to the mat, looking for a turn here late in the third period. as it seems like the only way how he will win is with a pin.
Like to see a little more out of Cody on bottom here. Not quite getting to his feet as his coaches probably hope. Johnson looking for the full 2-minute ride here. Keller, though, trying to come up with a reversal late, but I don't think he's going to get that. Time will run out. And that'll do it for this duel. Richmond, with the major decision, will be a 65-10 winner. But before they wrap things up, we have 2 quick JV matches here. (65-10). Your final score as Richmond moves to 5-0 in the Blue Water Area Conference. 2 wins away from another undefeated conference season.
Looking very dominant.
So it'll be Nate Yonk of Richmond. He is a sophomore. Will be in the first JV match of the night. He often wrestles on the B team, but we're getting him a JV match here. Get him some work. It'll be Christian Matthews of Armada. These two wrestled each other a week ago, with Yonk winner by a close decision. Yonk in on the early shot here, looking to finish a double to his feet. Out of bounds, nice.
Flips him to his back, out of bounds. Nate Yonk is very lucky that was not inbounds. That could have been a 5-point move.
Nice defense by Christian Matthews there.
See if one of them can get their setup in for a shot.
Matthews looking for a headlock, and he's got it, but Young trying to roll through.
Tough scramble here, hips up. The wrestler with their hips up will win this scramble. That is the key to every scramble. It looks like the Armada wrestler is going to a swing single as he still has Nate's head. Nothing.
Good action all around by both wrestlers early as Yonk looks for the tip. He's got the feet in bounds, and he'll get the 2 from the official. 2-0 Yonk. Good early action here.
Very action
at 189 pounds in JV action. Both wrestlers actually see a lot of time in varsity competition, but each of these teams has a couple pretty solid 189 pounders, so these two wrestling each other in JV action tonight. .20 seconds to go. Yonk with the 2-0 lead. Each wrestler real close to scoring off of the other wrestler's offense.
That escape gives the Armada wrestler 1.
It's got to be a little bit disappointing for Nate Yonk there, giving up the escape with under 10 seconds to go. You never like to see that. But he does still have the 2-1 lead.
Armada wrestler chooses to pick neutral after he just gets an escape.
Yonk deferred to Matthews. Matthews chooses neutral. Apparently uncomfortable choosing bottom in this match. Perhaps based on something that he remembers from a previous match.
High crotch, but a switch by Nate Yonk, who's going to come out on top here. Both have a leg. Now they both seem to come to the upper body position. Armada wrestler throws himself to his back. Nate Yonk taking advantage.
And a reversal for Matthews. Yonk scored 2 takedown, and I believe he was awarded 2 near fall before the reversal. So Yonk now leads 6-3. Each wrestler doing a nice job countering the offense of their opponents.
very quick big guys. Nate Yonk faces, trying to score his points on bottom. Armada wrestler just circles behind.
Yonk got a leg now, switching to a double, looking for a reversal. He's got it. Can't quite reach for the half Nelson there, but he does get the 2 reversal back from Matthews as they scoot out of bounds. 8-3 Yonk with 54 seconds to go in the second period. Matthews back in the down position. Yonk looking for the back ankle breakdown, can't quite get it. Christian Matthews exploding off the bottom.
Armada wrestler looking headlock again, but he gets it this time. Nate Yonk bellies.
Not sure if he was awarded a reversal there.
Nope.
I don't believe he was. Did not have full control.
Armada wrestler, weird bottom move as he comes out on top against Nate Yonk.
Score is 10-6 now. Yonk in the lead as the second period comes to a close. They go out of bounds. 4.5 seconds to go. As Yonk will look for a quick escape if he can get it here in just under 5 seconds.
Armada wrestler covers.
Looks
Caution
like
green.
Yonk with a little bit of a false start as he was looking to get the quick escape there. A little jumpy there.
Armada wrestler thrown in the left boot, and second period comes to an end.
Yonk's choice now here in the third. He chooses bottom. 2 minutes to go here in this match. Yonk leading 10-6.
Nate looks to switch right out the whistle. Armada wrestler denies him. Now he's looking to snatch Nate's arm to a bow and arrow cradle. Nate stands up. Can't tell if he has the cradle locked, and he doesn't. Now he's in short offense.
Yonk still in a bottom position. Matthews still in control. Yonk coming to his feet, looking for the escape. Matthews gets him lowered back down to the mat. Matthews locking up the cradle now, trying to drive Yonk to his back. Yonk coming up now.
Trying to break Nate Yonk to a hip to turn him to his back. Head in the hip.
Just under a minute to go now.
If he knew a back fall cradle, the Armada wrestler would more than likely be able to take him to his back as he just keeps on running the near side.
Very important for Yonk to have a wide base with his feet here as he tries to fight off the turn attempt, and he does. A nice job by Yonk fighting out of the cradle hold of Matthews. 30 seconds to go now. Yonk still leading by 4. Matthews needs a turn, and even then he'll need the fall to pick up this win, as a near fall would only be worth 3 points. 15 seconds to go. Looks like Yonk is gonna pull this one out.
Armada wrestler trying anything, and he gives up the no. Stays on top.
And time will run out as Yonk will actually give up 2 more near fall there. However, not enough for Christian Matthews as he will fall to Nate Yonk by a final score of 10-8. A pretty impressive JV match there. Good action out of both competitors. And now we will have our final match of the night here. This will be 215 pounds in JV action. It'll be August Aiken from Richmond taking on Colin Prince of Armada at 215 pounds.
Both wrestlers have a collar tie. Aiken looking underhook.
Lots of pushing back and forth here early.
Armada wrestler snapping. Trying to use Aiken's collar tie to his advantage.
Aiken looking for the shot. Prince sprawls out, stuffs that head. Looking for a cement job is Colin Prince. Now he's in front offense. Aiken doing a nice job taking control of the arm and coming back to his feet to avoid giving up any points there. Prince looking to lock up a cradle here. Aiken trying to come out now.
Anything can happen here. If Aiken can slip his head out, he could get two. The Armada wrestler settles his hips back, he could also get two. If he just circled behind, actually.
Some of the loudest cheering of the night that we've heard here, Garrett, is both groups of people are cheering for their JV wrestlers as Prince now gets the takedown, locking up the cradle, looking for a fall for Armada here in JV action.
Just like that, it goes from 0-0 to 5-0. Aiken is down.
Prince again looking to turn Aiken as his teammates get excited for him over there.
Aiken tripoding up.
Oftentimes we'll see that where the teams will cheer a little bit extra hard for their younger, more inexperienced wrestlers. Always excited to see them get action in front of the varsity teams.
Well, it's nice for the younger wrestlers. They don't get to be able to wrestle in front of their older teammates
or in front of the fans very often, as they're often competing at novice tournaments.
Aiken has a left-sided underhook, looking short offense.
Aiken looking for the shot here.
It's 3 high crotches he's attempted. Last time he gave up a cradle. See what happens here. Aiken trying to face to not give up the 2. Armada wrestler trying to spin behind.
Aiken's got the leg controlled now.
He's going to want to windshield wiper and up as he keeps facing.
Aiken to his feet now. He's switching to a double leg.
Armada wrestler swimming his left arm inside of Aiken's right arm to stop the double leg. And now he will work his short offense.
1 minute to go here in the second period. Prince of Armada leading Aiken of Richmond 5-1 as Aiken was able to score an escape late in the first period. Aiken now in on the shot. Looking for 2 and he's got it.
And he
to
will get
his
back points.
Looking for the fall. As the team comes to its feet cheering for August Aiken.
40 seconds left.
Aiken now will take a 6-5 lead, but he finishes the match with a headlock finish. Minute 30 into the second period. August Aiken, the winner by fall. As his team cheers and celebrates for him. Good to see for August Aiken finishing the night out with a win for Richmond. That's got to be exciting for him in the home gym.
As well as for the fans to see their young, light, or big guys shooting and whatnot, looking aggressive.
As the team shake hands here as the night comes to an end. I remind you again, our camera crew tonight was Matt Bauman and Erica Schaefer. On audio, Odin DeFazio. Your director was Jason Robbins. Richmond winning 65-10. For Garrett Edwards, I am Griffin Fraley. This is Richmond TV Sports saying good night, everybody.